From the cave's discovery in 1885 until the 1940s, people marked their visits deep within the farthest passages of this natural wonder, using carbide lamp smoke, charcoal, ink, pencils, and more to inscribe their names in the cave. They have left us footnotes to history. Who were these people? What were their stories? Elegant Japanese characters inked by Eiichi Muranaka and Takeshi Ban stand out from the plethora of over 2,000 names found in the cave. These Japanese immigrants visited the cave on the 23rd of June, 1934. Mr. Muranaka was the head labor agent of a Japanese community working at the copper mines in Ruth, Nevada. Takeshi Ban was an influential Christian minister and professor who sponsored and educated Japanese youth living in the U.S. Both were leaders in their communities and lived in the United States before, during, and after World War II. Events at Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December, 1941, changed the world. In what was called voluntary relocation, 120,000 Japanese Americans, including Reverend Ban and Mr. Muranaka, were incarcerated by the U.S. government because of their ancestry alone. The injustices done by this forced evacuation and incarceration of Japanese civilians was finally recognized by Congress in 1988, and a formal apology along with reparations were enacted. Mr. Muranaka and Reverend Ban reveal an important part of not only the local history of the Great Basin, but of the larger history of wartime in the United States. The initials CCCSP3 that you see here are not the initials of a person, but of a group called the Civilian Conservation Corps. This public works group was established by President Franklin Roosevelt during the Great Depression. The program worked to employ young Americans from crowded cities, and through their work with local experienced men, they helped to develop many of the public lands we admire today. This particular spike camp of the Civilian Conservation Corps, usually around 50 men, in 1934 helped construct multiple projects at the park. These projects included improvements to the cave trail we currently use, and likely the addition of new walls along the Panama Canal, which were made of broken cave formations and rocks. Others that ventured into the cave included early settlers that were farming, ranching, and mining in the area. Jane Elizabeth Ketchum and her husband were among the first settlers that arrived in Snake Valley around 1869. They had traveled all the way from Iowa in a covered wagon, driving cattle. Along with local settlers, many people who came to explore the cave were Mormons. Josiah Francis Gibbs, who you see here, was a Mormon who escaped religious persecution to settle in Utah. While in Utah, he fought in the Black Hawk Wars against the Ute, Southern Paiute, Apache, and Navajo tribes, which lasted from 1865 to 1872. He also was a notable writer and authored 3 books titled Kewitch's Gold Mine, The Mountain Meadows Massacre, and Lights and Shadows of Mormonism. Some of the inscriptions left behind weren't by visitors at all, but by stewards of the National Monument, like Clarence Thomas Rhodes and his wife Beatrice. During the 1920s, C.T. Rhodes was a U.S. Forest Service caretaker at Lehman Caves. The Rhodes helped to develop the area, and in 1928 built several cabins to house visitors. Rhodes' cabin, near the Lehman Caves Visitor Center, still stands today. Research continues on these inscriptions and on the many other stories left in and among the speleothems of Lehman Caves.